What is up? What is up, PKI people? Sorry, headphones were a little hot there. I'm Brian Roma with Mining the Key Store, and I am your shopkeeper here on the channel where we talk all things PKI. I want to welcome you on this fine day. I hope your week is going well so far, and I just want to check in and see how everybody's doing. I'd love to hear in the chat what it is that you're focusing on as we wind out the year in your PKI journey. What is it that you're focusing on? Is it maintenance items for the next year? Is it a big project you're getting ready to kick off? Have you inherited a PKI environment and you're trying to figure out which end is up? What is it that you are getting into as we finish out 2021 and jump in earnest in 2022? So we're going to continue our live series on the PowerShell PKI module. It's been customized and created by PKI Solutions. That's PSPKI. And I'm going to dive right in. So there's going to be a playlist put together. So if you're discovering this particular episode and you want to learn more about the PowerShell PKI module, we have an ongoing series that we'll be adding on to over time. We're just dipping our toes in the pool today, and we have been over the last couple of episodes talking about how to get it installed, some basic reporting, some basic configuration steps that you can take to try to warm folks to the idea that how powerful the tool set can be and how it could be used in scripting and automation. So if you're somebody who splashes on the deep end of the PowerShell pool, fret not, we have more content coming for sure. And if you have something that you would like to dig into with more in the way of PowerShell automation, reach out to PKI Solutions at pkisolutions.com, and we have our development and automation staff that can help you. If you have something elaborate you would like put together, we certainly could work together to do that. This is kind of the salesy part of the stream, and then we'll get out of this. And one other thing to pitch, we have our Introduction to Certificates and Keys course, which we are currently recording, and we will be turning loose for people to start enrolling in, we're estimating the beginning of December. And so if you are new to certificate services or you want a refresher on certificates and keys and how they work, private key, public key, digital signing, certificate distribution points or revocation lists, how they work, how you should request a certificate. This is certificate authority agnostic. It's really about getting you comfortable with what certificates are and how to treat them when you request them and get them installed. I see some folks connecting to the stream. Glad to see you. Feel free to say hi in the chat, and I'll keep an eye on that as we go through. So without further ado, I'm going to cut over to my desktop share. Let me minimize this so we don't get the inception effect. And for those of you that are commenting in the chat, I have two displays right now, so I can either do the demo or look at the chat. So if you have a question, feel free to throw it in the chat, and I will take a look at it in just a moment. So let's cut over here. So again, this is the PowerShell PKI module as presented by, let me click in here, PKI Solutions. This is pkisolutions.com/tools/PSPKI. Link will be in the description. And once again, there is corporate pricing that's associated with this, but you can get it completely free. You can click on, I should slow down just a little bit, I'm stepping on my tongue. You can click on this GitHub link and go and download the repository and get going from there. So highly recommend that. We've covered that in a couple of episodes, but for those of you, if you've discovered the stream and haven't seen any of our previous content, just thought I would refresh that. And just as a reminder, let's see how my copy and paste foo works today. We had a little bit of a difficulty with that on the live stream last week. If you're running this for the first time, you need to install the PowerShell module, which is install-module-name space PSPKI. That's the name of the module. And then it's going to ask you, it's going to give you an option of what portion of the module to install, and you want to say yes to all. And then once you have that installed, you will import the module in your PowerShell session. Let me get this. And I'll put this in the description. I've been trying to go back through our live streams and make sure to get our command syntax, what I cover, put in the description so that you don't have to try to squint. If you're watching this on a phone or, on a small screen, you're not trying to look at the itty bitty text, because I'm trying to get the whole desktop in here, and sometimes the command line window is not very big to read it legibly. So once you have it installed and you say yes to all, you're going to import the module -name space PSPKI, and that will bring it in as well. Let's take a quick look at this as a certification authority. So this is an online enterprise root issuing certification authority. So this does not follow. I would not turn this loose in a production environment. I would have an offline root. We would have hardware security modules in the background that were protecting the private keys of both the root certification authority and the issuing certification authority. We would spin up the root first. We would build out the issuing CA, get the REQ file, the request file from the issuing CA, take it to the offline root that's air-gapped, sign it, and then bring the certificate back over and install it. This is a lab environment. I tear it down and build a backup on a pretty regular basis. This is being deployed via Autolab. If you would like to know how to be able to deploy an Active Directory environment in 60 minutes or less, we just did a demo in-house. We had some folks within PKI Solutions say, hey, I want to leverage it more. What can we do? And we went from zero, nothing in Autolab at all, to an Active Directory environment deployed, and I think it was about 45 minutes. So not too bad. And then you can install certificate services on top of that. So that's the CA is here. This is also the CrlDistributionPoint. Again, not best practices if you're going to go into production, but if you just want to test and kick the tires on things like PSPKI, this is one way that you can do that. So I've already installed and imported, and we've talked about some basics of reporting. So there's the name of the host itself, and this particular system is a Windows Server 2019 data center server, and it's got the CA services installed on it, but maybe I don't know the name, I don't know the instance that the certificate services was run under, and I don't want to click through the GUI to make that happen. You can run Get-CertificationAuthority, and we were just looking in the GUI. There's our ADCS lab space root space ICA. That's the ID that was created when I installed Active Directory certificate services. And then there's the name. There's the lab name of the particular server. Now we can take this a step further, and I'm kind of going in layers here, but you can get the name of the CA. Let's wipe this out. You can get the name of the CA and then say, you know what, I want to know the name of the CA, and then I also want to know the CDPs. I want to know the curl distribution points that exist in this environment. Let me pull this up. So just to this particular command, and I'm going to pull, we got that music going just a little bit. I'm going to pull this down just a little further. So this is under Get-CrlDistributionPoint. Okay, and there's examples. This is on the pkisolutions.com/tools/PSPKI, and you click on the command. There's examples in here that you can use for this. And this will give you, make sure this is in the window, retrieves all the CDP information from all certification authorities in the forest. Remember, Active Directory Certificate Services is a forest-wide service. So if you've got a very diverse environment, now this is CAs that are in the forest. If you have standalone certificate authorities as opposed to enterprise CAs, you're going to run into some reporting issues, but you should probably have a conversation with some ADCS professionals if you're setting up standalone CAs anyhow. We recommend, for most use cases of certificates, to build out an enterprise CA. So, so that spits out, I've got one CA and I've got one CDP, and it kind of truncates out from there. I'd like to be able to look at that in a table. Obviously, you could take this and dump this out to a CSV. There's, lots of blog posts and articles about taking things and formatting them into tables and so on, and you could take a look at that. But a common thing that you could do is you can take the pipe command. So you're going to get the certification authority, pipe it into give me all the forest-wide CRL distribution points, and then spit that out into a list that I can read a little bit better. And when we do that, this gives us a much better look at what we have on a given in a given forest. So again, the certificate services name is ADCS Lab Root ICA. There's the computer name, Lab 19 CA01. And then here are the paths. And if you go into the registry on this particular system, you would see these values in the in the registry for what is stamped into the certificates in the way of the CRL distribution point, so where clients know to look, but also where this particular CA knows to, where it points to when it updates its certificate revocation list and publishes it. Both of those values are in here. So couldn't I just go in the registry and look it up myself, or couldn't I run command line commands and do the same thing? You certainly could, but the power of the automation that's rolled into PowerShell overall, and certainly in PSPKI, this could turn into, if you wanted to do a discovery, say you've just stepped into a new environment, maybe your company acquired another organization or merged with another organization, and you don't know what you're walking into in the way of certificate services. If you start flexing your muscles a little bit and learn how to wield PSPKI, you could put together a report, a series of queries that spits out a report for you that lets you know, here's how many enterprise CAs that we've got, here's where the CDPs are. We could talk about templates with, what's published, who has what permissions on what templates. You could come up with something that's very comprehensive. Now, if all of that sounds amazing, but you are unsure where to start to build something out that's that comprehensive, we do have a discovery tool that's available. You can check it out on pkisolutions.com, or you could engage our professional services and development team to talk about building a script or discovery tool specifically for you. So I'm going to cut back to me for just a minute because we're doing our demo thing, and let's take a look. Let me jump over to the console and see. We've got some folks just lurking and watching through the demo here. All right. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing any comments that were in the chat. So, I am extremely excited to see what's going to be happening in the fourth quarter. We have some amazing projects that we're working on. We have some new partners that we're working with. The company itself is growing, and I'm just really excited to see the announcements that are going to be coming out as we get into the holiday season here in the United States, and certainly as we kick off the new year in 2022. So if you want to learn more about some of these kinds of tools, we have our training subscription, which is available. We have a big sale that's going to be coming up for Black Friday. That's 1 week from today, which is November 16th, 2021. It's 1 week from today. So Black Friday is a week from the 18th. I think we're in the middle of this sale now. Let me double check this. Let me look, because I believe, to the chagrin of our sales team, I sense my spidey sense is tingling. Let me double check this. Let me go all the way down. Make sure that I've got the information here. So hang on. Okay, so our Black Friday promotion is happening right now. And you can save 30% off on purchasing an annual subscription, which would include our public key infrastructure introductory course, our advanced certificate services course, the introduction to certificates and keys course, which we're currently recording, we're working on right now. And it would also give you access to our PKI tribe community. It's twice a month. It is a group coaching call for you to be able to talk with folks at PKI Solutions and some VIPs as we bring them in, and also hear what your peers are working on and what challenges they might be up against. Last couple of calls have been amazing. Highly recommend you check that out. And I will drop this in the chat. It's holiday 2021. I'll drop this in the chat, and I'll also put it in the here, let me drop it here. Also put it in the description. So please come be a part of our community if you'd like to know more about what it is that we're doing here at the Key Store. I am brainstorming. Please let me know in the comments. I'm brainstorming about putting together a shopping list for PKI professionals. You know, what if for the certificate nerd in your family, what is it that they would like for Christmas, aside from, you know, PS5, Xbox? Like what kind of things would you want as a PKI professional to help make your world easier? So I won't belabor it anymore. I just want to thank everybody for jumping on the stream, watching. Please download PSPKI, install it in the lab, start kicking the tires on it. We use it as part of our standard builds. It's amazing. I'm giving like baby small teaspoons of what the you know, what the tool set can actually do. So please check it out. Please get it installed. Ask questions in the comments. Send questions to our info@pkisolutions.com. And I will catch you next time.